Hey Weight Wanters, and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are diving into 5 training tips that you need to know on your weight gain journey. As always guys, no long intro, let's get straight into it. So guys, number 1 on our list is progressive overload. So this is when we're gradually either increasing the weight, the frequency, or the reps in our sessions over a period of time. This helps your muscles grow and get stronger. There are 4 main ways that you can progressively overload your workouts. Now, number 1 is the main type of progressive overload, and that is increasing your weights as the sessions go on. If you're new to the gym, it's going to be a lot easier for you to progressively overload your weights, and you'll probably be able to increase a little bit each time you do that training session. If you've been training for a while, then you know that once you reach a certain point, it gets harder and harder to reach that next personal best. It will take you longer to increase as your training starts to get more and more advanced, but if you're at the beginning stages, then you should be able to progressively overload your workouts every week or every 2 weeks. Now, a general rule of thumb is to increase around 2.5 kilograms every session that you do. So let's say, for example, you're starting off in the gym and week 1, you're just doing 20 kg on squats, so no weights on the bar, nothing. The next week you might want to try it and do 22.5 kg on the bar and see how that feels. However, if you can't go up by a full 2.5 kg, that is fine. Whatever you increase by is still going to make a difference to the muscles and is still going to make the muscles grow. So make sure that you don't overdo it, but keep pushing yourself at the same time. The second way you can do progressive overload is by increasing the volume of the exercises. So let's say, for example, in week 1, you're sticking to the 20 kg squats and you did 10 reps. Maybe the next time you do it, you're going to stick to that 20 kg, but maybe you're going to go for 15 reps instead. So you can also progressively overload with your reps as well. Third way to progressively overload is by increasing the frequency that you're doing a workout. Let's say we're keeping a leg example for now. You're doing squats once a week at the minute or training legs once a week. Maybe the next week you're going to start training leg twice a week, and then you're going to split it up even further. Maybe focus on quads one day and hamstrings the next day. So increasing the frequency that you're actually training is another way that you can progressively overload. And the last way that you progressively overload is playing around with the tempo of the reps, which is going to increase the volume. So let's say, again, sticking to our example, we've got 20 kg bar and we're going for squats, but this time we're going to go for 10 reps, but take 5 seconds to go down and 5 seconds to come back up in the squat. That is going to be a lot harder than you just doing normal tempo squats. So to summarize, progressive overload is about gradually increasing the intensity of your workouts, and this is going to help grow and strengthen the muscles. Number 2 on our training tips for weight gain is to make sure that you warm up properly. Warming up and cooling down are things that really need to not be overlooked, especially if you are starting out new. You don't want to get into the habit of not warming up and not stretching and cooling down after your sessions, because it's a really bad habit and it can lead to a lot of injury further down the line, and also you could be holding back on the gain. Warming up is important because it helps to prepare the body for whatever it is you are about to do. Warming up properly is going to help to increase the body's temperature and increase the blood flow that goes to the muscles. Like I said earlier, it's going to help prevent injury in the long run and also during your session. So in terms of your warm-up, I would focus on doing a low intensity warm-up first. This is just to bring that body temperature up and get the body moving. So this could be something like the Stairmaster, doing a high incline speed walk on the treadmill, or using the bike. I wouldn't suggest necessarily doing running because obviously we're here for weight gain and we're trying to get those gains. But on the treadmill, doing a high incline speed walk is going to help increase the body's temperature and warm up the legs as well. After that, you want to focus on some dynamic stretching, mobility work, and functional work as well. So simply copying some of the moves that you're going to be doing in your session is great for a warm up. For example, let's say it's a leg day. After you've done whatever you need to do on the Stairmaster, for example, doing some body weight squats, body weight good mornings, or deadlift movements are really going to help body to get ready to go into a workout. Focusing on dynamic stretching and mobility is also another thing that's going to help your workouts be more effective. For example, let's say again it's leg day and you're going into squats, but you find that you're someone who actually struggles to get quite low into your squats. warming up properly and doing some dynamic stretching and mobility work beforehand can really help improve your range of motion in your squats later on in your session. So to round up point number 2, make sure that you warm up. Please do not play yourself, because not only is it going to increase the effectiveness of your workout, but it's also going to make the gains come quicker and reduce injury in the long run. Point number 3 is a follow-up from point number 2. Make sure that you are stretching and cooling down after your workouts as well. So for similar reasons as to why warming up is so important, stretching is also very, very important to your journey. And again, is also going to make the gains come a lot faster, because you're going to be helping the muscles recover better. Stretching, of course, helps our flexibility, but when it comes to working out, this is going to help increase our range of motion. Also, guys, post-workout stretching literally helps prime the body for growth and enables your gain. Stretching is literally going to help you gain faster. So do not play yourself, warm up properly, cool down properly, and don't forget to stretch. Our 4th tip for training on your weight gain journey is to make sure that you are controlling the movement. So I have seen countless times, and I even used to do this as well when I first started training, but I was just doing the exercises. I wasn't focusing on controlling the movement. I wasn't focusing on mind and muscle connection. To be honest, all I was focusing on is getting done with that exercise as soon as possible. So when you control the reps, you take time to go through each rep, which is not only putting more pressure and time under tension onto the muscles, but it's also going to help fire up as many muscle fibers as you can with each rep, and each rep counts. If you do 10 reps of nice and controlled squats, really focusing on that mind and muscle connection, I promise you, your legs are instantly going to be feeling a lot more zoom, zoom, zoom than if you rush through those 10 reps and think it's going to do the same thing for your muscles. So when it comes to doing your workouts, make sure that you're taking time to control your reps, focusing on mind and muscle connection. And all mind and muscle connection really means, guys, is literally as you're doing the exercise, your mind is on that muscle. So think about how the muscle is contracting, think about how the muscle is squeezing, how it's going to push you back up to your starting position. Focus on the muscle that you're working, and it's going to help increase the use of that muscle during your exercise. The last training tip for you guys today is to make sure that you rest and recover, because it is just as important as getting your workouts in as well. So if you are overtraining yourself, you're not sleeping enough at night, you're not eating enough to recover the muscles properly after you work out, the body can actually go into a catabolic state, and all that means is that the reverse is happening. So instead of the muscles growing and getting bigger, the muscles are actually being chipped away because the body isn't able to recover and repair all the damage that you've done through trainings. So yes, making sure that you're getting your workouts in and doing them properly is great. Making sure that you're warming up and cooling down is great. But you also need to make sure that you're giving enough time in between sessions for your body to fully rest and recover. You need to make sure that you're sleeping well at nighttime, because again, this is going to help with the recovery process. And look after yourself. Your gym journey is so much more than a gym. It's a lifestyle change. And in order to succeed, you need to make sure that you're ticking all the boxes, not just the workout box. All right, guys, so just to go over from the top, number 1, we've got progressive overload. Number 2, warm up. Number 3, cool down and stretch. Number 4, control your movements. And number 5 is make sure that you rest and recover. I hope you guys have enjoyed our little video today. We'll be back again next week. And as always, happy gaining.